brahmacharis in the temple. I liked the way he gave lessons, classes. He was very knowledgeable, he knew the philosophy well, he studied, and he was very shy, very reserved. No one could see him around. And at our first meeting, which I solicited through the temple president, he came covered up with his chadar. His head was covered in the chadar, you could hardly see him. That was our first meeting. That's when the temple president tried to put us together. And then I also realized he had nothing, he didn't own one single cent, so I had to buy everything. I had to buy even his underwear, because he was so poor, he had nothing. All he had was his philosophy and his studies. But because I was looking for some intelligent man, then I decided that he was the right person for me. Now I realized that it was the right choice. In time, I think it's the right choice because we are intellectually similar. As a matter of fact, the temple president asked a devotee to make an astrological chart for us, which he did, and he said, don't worry if you find some things that don't fit together, especially at the beginning, because you get along well on the intellectual plane.
Now we are face to face with Citra Devi and Yasodanandan Prabhu. Thank you so much for being here. Actually, I am in their home right now, and you just saw their center of their lives, Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, and we're going to hear from them more about their experiences and some tips for you as well.
We are married since 25 years.
In Italy, after 25 years of marriage, one can celebrate his silver marriage, her silver marriage. So...
yeah, that's a good occasion to have a feast with the devotees.
yeah, that's what I thought. Big prasad.
Every occasion is good for feasting with the devotees.
Eating prasad.
So this video is going to be the celebration of your 25 years of anniversary, the Silver Jubilee. Haribol!
Yes, guys.
Haribol.
To put Krishna in the center. I think our marriage works because we put Krishna in the center. Otherwise, we came from two completely different environments. I'm a woman, he's a man. I was an independent woman traveling around. I was already a professional musician. And I traveled all over the world, and I was a modern woman. Whereas he was living in the temple, he was a brahmachari, book distributor. He was, of course, celibate at the time, and he was under the temple president. He came from a completely different family, from a different part of Italy, of the world. But Krishna is in the middle. Although we are different, like I'm very easy spending money, and he's always very, very careful. I like classical music, he likes rock music.
No, but I like also classical.
One likes black, one likes white. I like the cities, he likes the countryside, and we have completely different tastes and characters. But Krishna is in the center. We love our spiritual life, we love service, we want to be with the devotees, we like the holy places, we like to read Shastras.
Prabhupada is stressing on the point that if we are Krishna conscious, then I think marriage works, no? So if marriage doesn't work, it means we are not Krishna conscious. I've seen many devotees when they were together, no? The family was strong, the economy somehow or other was managed, and the children were together like that. You know. As soon as they divorced, it was a disaster. And still both they're not happy, no? You can say. Maybe for some immediate pleasure, but then you will see exactly what will be the
long-term.
Yeah, long-term result.
I will be more tolerant.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
In the beginning, we got upset for our differences, basically, our behaviors, our different ways of thinking, of acting. Yeah, we should have been more tolerant.
Yeah, it is ego sometimes. You want to be right. I'm right. But, what's the matter? You let it go, and then, but because we're a little narcissist and egotistic, so we want to be right at all costs.
Yeah, we didn't accept things about each other simply because they were different. We were not used to the other person. We had an idea that the other person had to be in a certain way. The husband has to act in a certain way. The wife is supposed to act in a certain way. And when you find out that it's different, the other person is different from your idea, from your romantic idea, then you get upset, frustrated, you fight. Now we accept more because, also with age you change. You realize that you have to accept the person for what he or she is, not for your romantic idea of marriage.
Another good tool would be to always give reason to the wife. No, it's true, I am not joking. I've seen another couple, they are together from almost, Mangalananda, he was at the class yesterday. They are together almost for 40 years. When she become, upset and she started lamenting, let her go. Yeah, she was a very refined person and kind of aristocratic, So that was the thing that attracted me about her. She was intelligent, you can see, and qualified person. Yeah, she's very altruistic, She's after everybody, sometimes too much. She should, think a little more about herself, in the sense that, if you give too much to others, then you don't have for yourself, so you're totally...
As I said, the first thing that I admired about him was his deep interest in philosophy, in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, his mind, his thoughtful mind. Also, I like the way that he always tries to correct himself. Not everyone does it, and not all devotees do it. When he realizes that there is something, some anartha, some fault, he works on that and he changes. I saw him changing many times over the marriage, always correcting himself, thinking about his limitations, working on how to overcome that. One really very good quality of Yasodanandan is that he's very faithful as a person, as a friend, as a devotee. He's loyal. He's very loyal, very sincere, trustworthy. And spiritually, another brilliant quality that I wish I had, even in a small amount, is that he loves Srila Prabhupada. He's crazy about it. He's totally in love with Srila Prabhupada. He listens to Srila Prabhupada's classes every day, and he has an unlimited admiration for Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, also the sense of duty, dharma. I understand that it is not sufficient because you have to, but I think that attachment to values, but I also come from a family where they were very united. There were problems in the family, but the family was very united, so I got a good model in my family. Exactly.
I would say the same. I had good role models in my family, and how Krishna consciousness has helped me is I must thank especially one person, which is Matsyavatara Prabhu from Italy, very well-known spiritual master, because he speaks and spoke so much about Dharma, about the consequences of dharmic and adharmic, non-dharmic actions, and he warned the devotees, and he He gave so many psychological insights on what happens when you don't follow Dharma in all ways, in all details of your life. So, and he helped us also make our marriage stronger. He counseled us also through difficult times, and he was very, very useful and helpful. And so my gratitude to him, I must recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah, good devotees can help in the moment of crisis. Can help a lot.
And we saw that by following this Dharma, you get the fruits, the results. When you break the Dharma, yeah, it may seem that at the beginning you do the right thing, but in the end, everything falls apart. Whereas we notice that if we stick to Dharma, we get the benefits, the fruit. If we had broken up, split up during the difficult times, now we would probably be alone, depressed, without anyone around, with economic
I see
problems.
many separated devotees. Also at the temple you can see many people, a woman, man, 40, 50 years old, they are alone, and after many relationships who weren't.
We have many friends who are
Good.
alone.
Yeah.
And to be alone at 20, 30 is one thing. At 40, still okay. But from 50 onwards to be alone is terrible, heavy, and sometimes even tragic. Because then you end up your life sick, alone, without anybody, without kids maybe, without a companion. And we were lucky because we followed the spiritual injunctions, and that was our
saving grace.
Safety.
A little more careful about how to deal with the treasure, with the money. Sometimes she's very too generous, She pays to everybody. Okay, I can't pay. She like that. But sometimes you have to spend according to our possibility. I come from a county of Veneto, where people are very
Stingy.
not stingy, but very careful about spending money. Similar to Indians in some respect.
And you?
I would like him to be less negative. He tends to put himself down, to have low self-esteem, to think that something he cannot do, that if he has a physical problem it will never go away, that things work against him, that he has heavy karma. I would like him to be more positive, have more faith in life, in his karma, which isn't so bad at all. And so in this way he will also convey a feeling of positiveness, which I also need for my life, for my day when I wake up, this support, encouragement. Stay together, stay together, stay together. To be careful who they choose, because character and compatibility are very important. Not to look about how beautiful one is and how he dresses or she dresses. Not look at superficial things. Of course, it's important, you must like a person, but go deeper and deeper. See if that person can. My mother says, okay, I'm old, I can give some advice. I've seen that the best thing in marriage is character. Someone who has a good character, a good heart, will be easy to live with. Someone who has a difficult character, personality, will be difficult to live with. In the long run, this could create problems. Someone can be intelligent, beautiful, rich, talented, but if he has a difficult character, all the dealings will be heavy. Whereas someone with a good character, peaceful, accommodating, and soft and sensitive, will always make people at ease, and life with him will be smooth and easy.
First understanding with another partner, they will not be happy. or maybe they might be happy, it might happen, but if they learn the lesson from their first experience. And also books can be helpful. I remember about the book, Woman Come from Mars and Man from... vice versa, yeah. That helped a lot of the devoted to save their marriage. Sometimes also we do not how to deal with the opposite sex. It's a question also of skills, if one wants to. And also to listen to good advice. I remember once we were a little in crisis. I talked with a very close friend of mine, which is a Prabhupada disciple now, Citra, Prabhu. I don't know if you know him. Yeah. Citra told me, "Come on, you are old, you are full of problems." No, it discouraged me in that sense, And I understood that it was right, He gave me and I have seen other devotees listen bad advices. They got both good advices and bad advices, but they listened to the bad advices. Because I saw they were very determined, so, And then if your goal of life is to become Krishna conscious and to evolve, then other things you see as propedeutical, you don't see the marriage as the end. Everything that can help me to advance, I stick with it and I go.
Yeah, your partner becomes a passenger on the same boat to Krishna, just a travel companion. It's not, as I said, you mustn't make a romantic movie, my husband, my wife should be like this, like this, like that.
Yeah, because also passion will go, come and go. We know that.
But I've seen that if both people want to work on the marriage, then they can make it. If one of them works on the marriage, on fixing up things, and the other one doesn't, then it's hard to keep the couple together. Both of them must fight for the marriage.
Yeah, sometimes also that we should ask some advice to some other devotee who is expert who has become successful in that regard.
So thank you, Citra Devi, for sharing your heart and being so lively and real and authentic and telling us how you found your husband under the chadar. And thank you for sharing your time.
I'm also sorry I tell you about so many about devotees. Divorce.
I appreciate what you do, your service, your great abilities. And this was one further quality, the fact that you take care of married people, that you do this service for the benefit of other couples. Marriage is really the basis of everything.
Yes. I'm so inspired.
I feel much stronger. I feel that my personality came out a lot more during the marriage, because then you feel more stable, more comfortable, more protected. So a lot of things develop. Already in Krishna consciousness, you develop yourself. But also if you're married to a good devotee, as I am, a lot more of yourself can come out. And your heart can expand. And you can give a lot to people because you're nourished by the marriage. You get love from the marriage, and you can give this love back. You get attention, affection, stability, so you can help other people. So marriage is really a wonderful tool for advancing in Krishna consciousness, of course, but also for your personal development.
I'm very inspired and grateful about your experiences and sharing. I'm gonna go and listen to more music from her, and you can watch other videos on the series of Secrets of the Couples.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Good luck for your life.
To watch more, subscribe to Bhakti Marriage System.